been involved in helping to bring at least 4 playgrounds to the community. I was trying to count the number of events we've done, and I couldn't come up over the last 10 years, birthdays, parties, Halloweens, and so maybe you'll know me through my efforts helping with schools, my own daughter's schools, helping connect other schools. Also, maybe you know me through my other involvement, community groups, police station. I've actually run or co-led 11 festivals in conjunction to help local nonprofits. So in all of these situations, I have been motivated to help improve the community, to build community, put people together and improve the situation. I am truly most happy when I'm able to help solve a problem. And unfortunately though, as I've been watching and seeing some of the decisions being made by our incumbent aldermen, I've really started to struggle, and I know some of you, because I've had some of those conversations with people in this group, they've also struggled. And I've watched this alderman morph into a typical machine politician. And I believe that we have an opportunity, we absolutely have an opportunity to demand representation that puts the community first, not the big donors. Yeah. We need to demand representation that stands, their statements align with reality, not the sake of PR. And I believe wholeheartedly that this alderman no longer espouses the values that we should demand of our elected officials. So, as I've agonized on the side, I thought I could continue to agonize or I could organize. I choose to organize, and that's why I'm running. Yeah. But my business background, my experience working for the city, I was there for 2 years, and then also the last decade of volunteering, I think has informed what I would like to see, a very positive vision of the ward, and I'd like to share that vision with you. I see a vision where, first and foremost, we have the community, local residents, community chambers collaborating on master plans, defining by neighborhood how we want to grow. Master plans that actually talk about the type of development that's compatible and respectful of the community in which it's going. What type of businesses are missing and actually seek to bring those businesses forward. It's got to be informed by data, and it's got to be living documents. It doesn't get done and thrown in a drawer. And so consistent with that message, I'm going to adopt the policy of my good friend Scott Wagasback, and I'm going to eliminate any sense of impropriety, and I am not going to take developer donations. So I'm very much respectful. My second vision, I believe that I have a vision where our children have quality public schools that they can walk to, represented by an elected school board. Now, this is immensely important for the policies that are coming out. I'd like to see 4 of those 7 Board of Education commissioners be CPS parents, those most informed in how those policies are actually being implemented. And whether you have kids in CPS or not, this should be important because more than half your property taxes are going to the Board of Ed, and things are being spent with almost no transparency and accountability. An example, $8 million to clean out the 50 closed schools, ballooned to $30 million overnight, and we barely heard about it. That's wrong. Before we start talking about raising property taxes, I think we need to get a better handle on that. So I'm going to be, as an alderman, I'm going to be a consistent advocate for sound public education policies. There are so many things that need to be fixed, but it needs to start with an elected school board. Yeah. So, third, I have a vision regarding public safety. I believe that we need to have more officers, and we need to ensure that we've got the community engagement to help them do their job. For 18 months out of the 2 years I spent at the Alderman's office, I was the public safety liaison. Every CAPS, ComStat meetings, a lot of opportunity to engage with officers and the community, and I think there are things that we need to do. First of all, when the 12th district and the 13th consolidated, McCarthy committed to 564 officers. We are currently, I just did a FOIA, we're down to like 340. So there is an opportunity in terms of number of officers. But there's also some things that we could be doing, like it takes a sworn officer to view the police cameras. There's things that we could do to help them do their job or free them up so they could do more community stuff. Well, how are they to build relationships with the community if they're working 12-hour days? I don't know if you saw the number, but we spend $100 million in overtime. We should be spending those on hiring more officers. So as an alderman, I'm absolutely going to be advocating how we provide. Fourth, I have a vision of a responsive office. I saw firsthand this alderman wasn't in the office more than 10 hours a week. And this last year, supported by, you can look this up yourself through the city clerk's website, he only made 40% of his committee meetings. We have an absent alderman, and I believe that this requires a full-time effort. And I'm going to be, as an alderman, I'm going to be a full-time alderman and set up a responsive office. Recap my vision. Collaboration in how we grow. Public education, sound public education with an elected school board. Public or properly funded or staffed police and public safety to ensure that our communities are safe. And fourth, a full-time responsive alderman. So that's my vision for the ward. That we turned in 2,500 signatures to get on the ballot. We only needed 467, and we did it in half the allotted time. I think that says something about, wanting change in this ward, people knowing the campaign, people knowing us. With that said, thank you for coming, because your resources are so invaluable.